Bitcoin, basically what we have is obviously a short-term breakout that we had last week, and I'll touch base on that. So remember last week, we talked about how once we got above this line, the bias in the short term became bullish. What we saw was a continued move up, almost achieving this next level of resistance right here, which is going to be the next level right up here around 29,000, right? It came up short, it stalled, and now it's kind of just chopping sideways. All right, now the key again is this trend line here, right? This trend line down, down, down. We go down here. We broke out. So as long as you stay above this trend line, I'm going to keep a positive bias on Bitcoin. All right, now if we were to sell off and come like this and get back below, now you got to flip back to negative. But as long as we stay above this downsloping trend line, you have to think that we at least will touch this level. There's even a chance for us to go back to what I would call the scene of the crime, this 30,000 to 31,000 level, which gets us very, very close to this recent, 52-week high, we'll call it. Okay, so that's your key analysis on Bitcoin. Again, short-term positive bias on Bitcoin. Again, midterm, I'm still very skeptical because I don't trust the financial system in terms of the stock market, and that, again, still makes me worried that Bitcoin could struggle. If you see panic, a lot of people say to themselves, well, if the stock market collapses, wouldn't Bitcoin do better? Well, eventually, yes. Eventually, I think it becomes the digital gold. It's not fully there yet. It's maybe 1/4 there. So it still can be affected, and there still can be panic, especially with crypto investors. Remember, a majority of people in crypto are smaller investors, unlike people in Apple. If you're an Apple, it's a lot of institutions. Heck, Warren Buffett owns a massive amount of Apple. He's not going to get panicked. He's really not, right? So you have a lot more stability in some of these big cap tech stocks versus within crypto. So if you see panic filtering through the population, people are going to panic and they just sell. It's not even a thought about it. It's irrational. It's emotional. And that's why you can see potentially selling in the future on Bitcoin. All right, so that's our Bitcoin chart real quick. I do want to just touch base on Ethereum as long as we're doing this here, guys, real quickly. If we go to Ethereum, I know a lot of you guys are into Ethereum. Just remember, we still have a head and shoulders pattern here on the Ethereum chart. So here's our head and shoulders, right? We have our shoulder, our head, and our shoulder, and we have broken. And if you calculate the target like we just showed before, you actually get down to 1,100. So that would be your kind of max downside. If we got to 1,100, I actually would start to buy a HODL position. I don't have any Ethereum right now. I would actually start to inch in a little bit down here because I am a long-term believer in Ethereum, much more in Bitcoin, but I still think Ethereum has a major place in the future of investing. We obviously have the futures now on Ethereum. Eventually, we'll have a spot ETF just like with Bitcoin. Okay, now one of the things I don't like on Ethereum short-term here is look at the reversal that we saw here. Let me zoom in a little bit here on this chart, right? So if we zoom in, what we can see is that we had this move up, green candle, and then look at a full reversal, and then notice how price comes down right after that. That's never a good thing. This is not good to see. It tells you that as soon as these buyers came in, there were major sellers that pounded it down, pounded it right back down. Again, price is going to have a struggle there and is likely headed back down in the near term to this level around 1580. Now, we'll have to see if it holds 1580 there. But again, just a reminder here, these type of price actions are important to keep note of. If we flip back to Bitcoin, look at this. And I'm doing this to really educate you guys and teach you about this because it really does help. So if we go to Bitcoin, and I'm going to zoom out here on the Bitcoin chart, notice again where we had this type of action. Green candle up, red candle down, engulfing or negating it. What happened to price? It went down, right? And then we had this bigger collapse. Green candle up, 2 days later, full reversal, price went down here. Now, right here, we had a red candle, big green reversal, and what did price do? It's gone up. So these are little signals. The charts are amazing. It's like dropping little breadcrumbs. And if they drop the breadcrumbs, it's up to us as traders and investors to scope it out and follow the breadcrumbs to the ultimate outcome, or at least the highest probability outcome. And that's really what the charts are doing for us, right? I've said this before. It's like, this when you don't know charting and you just look at this, you're like, wow, what a messy thing. Like, how the heck does anyone even make sense of this? But then you start learning the language of the chart, like a foreign book, like you start to learn a language, and you're like, wait a minute. All right, so these are telling me little signals. And this is why I hope each and every one of you does take the time to actually learn just a little bit. Try to do it once a week. What's one thing about a chart that you can learn? And maybe you learn it from this game plan. I hope you do. I hope you share it with your friends. It means the world to me. The comments you guys leave really does. But again, it does help you. And what you learn now, whether you're 10, 20, 50 years old, it will help you the rest of your life. It changes your mindset on investing in a way that really changes your financial future. Like you morph into something much, much more amazing financially for the rest of your life.
Renowned market analyst Ali Martinez shares a Bitcoin BTC strategy for traders to time the market effectively using the Relative Strength Index, RSI, indicator. Ali highlights that the RSI on Bitcoin's 4-hour chart has been reliable in indicating local tops and bottoms over the past month. The RSI has 3 key readings: 75, overbought; 30, oversold; and 50, neutral. Ali advises traders to buy when the RSI exceeds 74.21 and sell when it drops below 30.35. Currently, the RSI is at 51, suggesting a neutral stance. The RSI is often used alongside other indicators like Bollinger Bands, which currently align with the RSI's neutral point. Grayscale Investments secures an unexpected court win against the SEC, potentially paving the way for a Bitcoin ETF. The court finds the SEC's denial of Grayscale's proposal arbitrary and capricious for not explaining the difference in treatment between spot and futures Bitcoin ETFs. This ruling is seen as a boon for the crypto industry and could set the stage for more Bitcoin ETF approvals. The future of Bitcoin ETFs depends on how SEC Chair Gary Gensler decides to proceed, including the options of appeal, approval, or delay. Approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF could simplify access to Bitcoin, attract retail and institutional investors, and positively impact Bitcoin's price. The U.S. Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC, adds cryptocurrency wallets to its SDN list due to their connection to individuals and companies involved in the illegal fentanyl trade, primarily based in China. These wallets received approximately $3.8 million worth of cryptocurrency, and 17 wallet addresses across Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Tron networks were identified in illicit operations. Senator Elizabeth Warren raises concerns about Chinese companies using cryptocurrency transactions to hide their identities and funds in fentanyl ingredient sales. Warren emphasizes the need for her proposed bill, the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act, to address cryptocurrency's role in facilitating such illegal activities. She cites a report stating that 90 Chinese suppliers traded precursor drugs for cryptocurrencies, potentially leading to the deaths of billions of people. Let's continue our enlightening discussion with Gareth Soloway.
The big story is obviously oil, right? Oil has come down. We'll talk about yields, the dollar in just a little bit, but I still remember about a week ago, we were talking about how oil was up here at 93 and change, and I talked about how this was a resistance level. Well, look at what has happened. Oil has collapsed south, dropping in the overnight as low as about $82 and change. Now, this is the key, guys. I was bearish up here, had shorts out there when we had SCO in verified investing alerts at inthemoneystocks.com. That's a service there that I give out trade alerts with exact entries and exits. And ultimately, yesterday we were covering or taking profits on that trade. Now I'm looking to actually go long oil. Now, the reason I'm looking to go long oil is because oil short-term has collapsed very, very quickly into key support. Now, this is a swing trade. This is not a longer-term move, but I'm noticing here, take a look at this. Look at that level right there, right through here, right through here, right through this area here, and right through this area here. And if we look at that, it basically creates a lot of support right around this $82 to $83 level. Okay, so again, notice that level here. We're already seeing a little bit of bounce on oil. My guess is oil could retrace over the next few days, maybe back to $86, maybe $87 a barrel. All right, now, again, if you're looking for the potential for it to break lower, I think you're correct. It's just a timing factor. And that's where swing trading versus day trading versus long-term investing comes into play. It's all about time frame. What is your time horizon? Now, if we start breaking below 82, that's where you have to say, okay, this level is no longer valid. You're then looking for a move down to about 78 and change, which is this pivot low right there. So again, this is your game plan for oil. And again, right now I'm expecting oil to bounce, likely heading back towards this area right in here. Best case scenario would be back right into this range, so basically 87 to 88 and change. And ultimately, if it doesn't work out and we start breaking this $82 level right here, you have to be expecting a move down to about $78 per barrel, all right? So again, beautiful move off of my major resistance. You got it here in the game plan. I told you guys right up here, oil would likely pull back. Now we've pulled back to a level where I actually think it looks interesting as a swing trade.
That wraps up today's crypto news highlights. Stay tuned for more updates, insights, and analysis from the world of cryptocurrencies. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content.